Financial statements confirm Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was another multi-million-dollar Disney flop. This story comes to us from Spencer Bakuli over at Bounding Into Comics, and this is no April Fool's joke, despite how awful this has turned out for Disney. What an irony, huh? A story about going back and trying to redeem your legacy going this bad. Today, we're diving into some shocking entertainment news about Disney's latest financial flop, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. You won't believe the numbers behind this one, so let's get right into it. The Dial of Destiny was supposed to be the next big installment in the Indiana Jones franchise, but according to recent financial filings by Disney, it fell flat on its face. As detailed by Forbes, the film's failure to resonate with audiences was confirmed through filings with the UK government by Disney's local subsidiary, PLT Productions. Now, when you look at the financials, it's clear that the Dial of Destiny wasn't just a financial disappointment at the box office. It was a disaster. It was a disaster. The Box Office Mojo reported that the film only managed to pull in around $384 million worldwide. That's everybody all together. And when you factor in the split between theaters and studios, Disney's take was around $192 million. We're not done yet, though. You'd think like, oh yeah, 200 million, that's not bad. They could, no, we're not done yet. You got to remember, this thing costs money to make and to begin with, right? But here's where it gets interesting. The production cost for the film was a staggering $308.2 million, okay? That is astonishing that they spent that much money on a film that turned out like that. According to the financial statements filed by Disney in 2022 anyway, that's what they said it cost. Despite some tax credits from the UK government, Disney still ended up losing big time. And let's not forget about the additional $28,000 spent on post-production work to de-age Harrison Ford for the film's opening montage. This decision was met with skepticism and criticism from fans who felt it was an unnecessary gimmick that only served to highlight Ford's age even further. Speaking of Ford's age, it's impossible to ignore the impact it had on the film. Throughout the Dial of Destiny, Ford's physical limitations are apparent, and it's hard to shake the feeling that he's no longer the spry and agile adventurer he once was. Well, how about that? He's almost, 90 now? At least 80, right? He's over 80, almost 85, 90, I don't know. He's older than dirt, you know? This dilemma is compounded by the lack of creativity and innovation in the film's storyline. Instead of crafting a story that acknowledges Ford's age and allows him to pass the torch to a new generation of adventurers, Disney seems content to rely on tired nostalgia and recycled plot lines. What a surprise, right? The people that are just so good with original ideas lately, right? Yeah. And let's address the mishandling of Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character in The Dial of Destiny. Throughout the film, Waller-Bridge's character is nothing more than a shallow attempt at a strong female character who falls flat due to lazy writing and self-insert tendencies. Instead of crafting a truly empowering and heroic female character, Disney once again chose to rely on tired cliches and self-indulgent writing that adds nothing of substance to the film. So where does that leave the future of the Indiana Jones franchise? With Ford's advancing age and Disney's missteps, it's clear that any future installments need to address these issues head-on. Whether that means passing the torch to a new actor or finding a way to gracefully retire the character, that remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain, if Disney wants to ensure the longevity of the franchise, they really need to give it a rest. We were done with it in the Crystal Skull, right? We were done with it in the Crystal Skull. Everything had worked out. They got married. It was over with. Confetti flew. People threw rice. It was great. Everybody was happy. But, okay, we went back and now Indiana Jones broke up. It's awful. Mutt's dead. Vietnam happened. It's all horrible everywhere all the time. So you need to let this rest. So at least people can forget about this installment, that maybe you can rewrite it. You can Dial of Destiny your way out of it with a time travel gimmick, whatever. I don't know. Maybe you go back and tell the mini adventures that Indiana Jones had at the DMV or something. I don't know. But you need to give it a rest. This was on ice for over a decade, to my knowledge. Indiana Jones Crystal Skull was quite a long time ago. And then some galaxy brain over at Lucasfilm was like, hey, let's make another one. No apparent reason. Nobody's asking for it. The story doesn't demand it. But let's make sure that the only like plausible way forward with this is murdered off screen. So that way we can't, there's no like, oh yeah, we saw him in the Crystal Skull doing Indiana Jones things. Mutt could clearly take over the fedora and do the cave diving. Nope, nope, nope. He's dead. So what was the point of this? What was this to do? Obviously, it was an attempt at a cash grab. They thought this was going to make $500 million or more. But I really don't know anybody that wanted this movie. So I'm not sure where they got the market data to back that up. Quite obviously, the data was wrong. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? Do you think there's a way to salvage Indiana Jones? If you do, feel free to leave a comment down below describing, what you think the way forward could be with this. I mean, I got to remind you, Mutt's dead. So there's no way for them to like have a kid now that'll get any influence from Indy before he's just quite literally aged to death, What's a 100-year-old Indiana Jones going to teach a teenage son now, You got to wait and find out, I guess. But honestly, I'm one of those guys that thinks they ought to just hang it up. If you agree, let me know. If you don't, let me know down below. But what I know is I'll see you in the next video. Good luck out there.